Before you watch the fan cam, check out IPVanish, the best VPN in the world. If you want to watch games no matter where you are, you need a VPN, especially in the UK for 3 o'clock kickoffs. There is a QR code on screen as well as a link in the description. Scan the QR code, click the link below, and check out IPVanish for all the latest. And I hope you enjoy the fan cam. Fantastic result today, and we move up in the table. Bring on Barca next week. Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We are in Burnley. And no, we are not here to sightsee. We are actually here for the football. And we won 2-0, Charlie. We won 2-0 at Turf Moor. Clean sheet. Straight after the international break. Feeling good, feeling good.
Yeah, feeling good, mate. Look, it wasn't sort of a game to remember sort of performance-wise. Felt particularly for large periods in that first half, it was quite a tough watch. At points in the second half, it was quite difficult to watch as well. I felt, the changes that Maresca made invited a lot of pressure onto us, and maybe gave Burnley a bit of hope. But 2 moments of quality ended up being the difference, and a really important 3 points, a massive 3 points ahead of 2 huge games against Barcelona and obviously Arsenal next weekend as well. So you can't really complain. We've rested key players. Garnacho didn't play, Esteval didn't play, Caicedo didn't play either, which is a massive plus. I thought after that first half, even though we were 1-up, we were probably going to bring Caicedo on, but luckily, yeah, we didn't need to use him. So all in all, mate, 3 clean sheets in a row, key players rested, and another 3 points, and we're up to second in the league at the moment. So, yeah, a good afternoon's work, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it was intriguing because when we won, our Esteval was going to come on, sort of towards the end anyway, but then we scored that second goal, and Maresca said, you know what, go back on the bench. I think it was probably the right decision. It would have been nice to see Esteval get a run. I mean, he's getting so much love from the fans. Over the course of the international break, he's just become even more popular, especially scoring at the Emirates for Brazil. And I'm seeing a lot of edits and stuff like that. We've got to be careful, though, isn't it? Because when you've got young players like this, he's done a good amount for how much he's played, but was he still 18 years old, mate? So I kind of understand why Maresca's taking it slow. I get it. But there comes a point where he has to break through. I guess it's just finding that right moment, that right time, because he will play against Barcelona.
Well, you'd hope he'd start against Barcelona.
Oh my God, absolutely.
You'd hope so, but you just never know. But look, you have to manage these players, and ultimately, whether Esteval played or not today, from a selfish point of view, you want to see him play football, of course. But ultimately, actually, it didn't really matter. We don't need Esteval to kind of beat Burnley. But yeah, look, there weren't a lot of standout performances, but I thought Andre Santos was brilliant in midfield. Really, really good. I mean, he was named man of the match, but that was a really good performance from him. Definitely his best performance in a Chelsea shirt, without doubt, in my mind. Everything he did was right. Really stepped into that Caicedo role today very, very well. I thought Correa was decent as well.
What about Fernandez?
Second half, I almost forgot he was on the pitch, but he always pops up with an important moment. He's in the right place at the right time to add the finishing touches for that second goal. But it was one of them, mate, that it was just kind of it was a professional performance. It was a job well done, and it was nice to see us kind of almost win ugly and be able to grind results out and kind of withstand the pressure that Burnley were trying to apply to us. So I think those were the positives to me. The clean sheet, the fact that we sort of ground out an ugly win, not playing particularly well, and we rested some key players. I think that's what we can take from that.
Yeah, I mean, for Barcelona, we're going to change a few things. Do you think we're going to change the back line, though? I mean, James, not really sure what's going on there.
It was pre-planned to take him off. Yeah, pre-planned with Barcelona in mind, I think. So
right.
I imagine he'll play. I think Fofana was left out today in regards to Barcelona, and then obviously, I think it'll be Fofana and Chalobah probably at the back for Barca. We'll probably see. Look, in theory, it should be Esteval and Esteval and Garnacho starting against Barcelona, but I'd be surprised if it was. So look, there'll be a few changes here and there, but look, ultimately the team got the job done today, even if at times it wasn't the best.
I agree with you. I think Esteval and Garnacho as well. Although I think Gittins has gradually become, slightly more trusted within the team. I just think it's that end product. Like, he'll do something great, and it's just that final ball at the end.
Gittins is a strange one, right? Because I think he's done reasonably well today. Gittins is one of those where, when he gets it right, it's really good, and generally it's spot on. It's just that he doesn't get it right on a consistent enough basis. If Gittins is getting into a good position, then he will get it right, like 9 times out of 10. But it's just getting in those positions, and it's just doing that like on a consistent basis. So look, the ball in for the Neto goal is very, very good from him. But yeah, he's obviously got to earn his place. The team's got to earn more trust on the manager and produce performances on a more consistent basis. But his output for the minutes he's played has not actually been too bad this season.
Yeah, he's come from a position where fans like myself sort of went, well, God, this guy's not good enough. Like, he looked absolutely dog when he first started, let's be honest. And then, you had the Wolves game and other games where you've seen moments where you say, wow, like, where's that been? And I think that we just need to find that consistency. But again, like, how much game time do you give these players? A bit like Esteval, so many young players. But I think for me, Barcelona, I'm looking at that team, I'm seeing lots of gaps in there. They're going to try and play. We need to defend well. No complaints from Sanchez either. Like, another game where we're not saying anything bad.
No, mate, he's been fine this season. He's really not been a problem outside of obviously the red card at United. Sanchez has actually improved and he's been decent this season. And there's not really an awful lot more to say on that front. He deserves the praise for the performances that he's putting in. So yeah, that's definitely a positive. Defensively, we're looking a lot better now. I mean, I know again another change of pairing at centre half, and again changed it again at half time, moving Chalobah out to right back. Badiashile I felt was good. Yes. First appearance since the Liverpool game. Nice sort of 45 minutes from him. And yeah, those are again more positives to take from today. So I think we're in a good position heading into these two games against Barcelona and Arsenal, but we are going to have to play a lot better than we did today if we're going to get anything out of those two games. The performance level has got to be better than that.
We wouldn't win those games playing like this.
I don't think so, no. I mean, you never know, but I think it's unlikely that we'd be able to win those games playing like that. We'd have to bring a much higher level of performance to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to a fan earlier, and he said to me, it wasn't tactical, it was nothing to do with that. It was just we had better players than Burnley, simple as that. We had a couple of chances, they had a couple of chances, we took ours. Not really much more to say.
Yeah, I would agree, mate. Look, against a better side, we're probably struggling a bit more, but, against the level of opposition we were against, that was enough for us to get by. We were soaking up a lot of pressure at one point towards the end of that second half, but we stood firm and we held on. But of course, you need to see a higher level of performance in the games against the better levels of opposition, because other teams, Barcelona or Arsenal, are not going to play as badly. Not going to be as inefficient as Burnley were.
Yeah. What about up top? Because for me, I thought, again, for me, not good enough today. A couple of moments of link up, but again, that's actually the one area that I really want to see more from him, because he's the physical presence, is holding up the ball and being strong. And I always give Delap a lot of credit, because I think he can be quite technical, but I'm not really seeing enough of that at the moment. I think it was the right decision, him coming off, although it took me a minute to figure out that we changed everything. And then even João Pedro as well, what are you doing for Barcelona? Are we just going with the same, or are we giving Mark Guiu a chance?
I suspect he'll probably go with the same. I mean, Delap today wasn't particularly good. There were a couple of nice moments in the first half, a bit of link-up play, but his decision-making in the final third is not particularly good. Needs to work on that. I don't think he's fully fit yet after that layoff either. But I was saying it to someone I was next to, we shouldn't be in a position at Chelsea where, at this stage of his career, after one season at Ipswich, Liam Delap's suddenly the go-to guy at number 9. I know Palmer's out and you may play Pedro as number 9 and Delap would maybe be a rotation option, but he's one of the main choices at striker after one season at Ipswich. I just don't think he's ready for that responsibility, or has got the quality required at this stage to have that role. But he's got that role, so that's kind of we have to deal with it. So I think, but yeah, we need to see more from him. We do need to see more from him. And in terms of João Pedro, was okay today. Not his best game. A few nice bits here and there, but there was times in that second half before we scored. The decision making and the communication and the lack of awareness in the final third was so bad.
We were making a lot of runs though, Charlie. This is the strange thing. There was movement.
But there was no communication. No one was understanding runs. The amount of times we got into the box and someone just couldn't sort their feet out, making the wrong pass, not noticing their teammates. Just no communication. So that needs to change. Yeah.
Hey, big up to you, Charlie. Thanks so much, mate. Burnley fans giving it large.